This morning, the FBI says a gunman targeted an ICE facility in Dallas. What can you tell us about that attack?
Well, it's still pretty early. We're still gathering information. Obviously, our hearts go out to everybody affected. We're sort of still learning information about the victims, about the condition that they're in. We do feel pretty confident this was a motivated left-wing political attack, and that, I think, goes to show that we have way too much of this in our country, especially in the last couple of weeks. And I'd encourage everybody to really tone down the rhetoric when it comes particularly to our law enforcement and our ICE agents. These are people who are enforcing the law as it's written by Congress and as instructed by the President of the United States. The fact that they've become such a target of online, social media, and even political harassment, I think, thank God most people don't intend to do them harm. But as we find out today, some people do intend to do them harm, and they'll act on it. So I think we all need to tone down the temperature a little bit. I think in particular, my Democratic colleagues need to ask some very hard questions about why it is that folks from their side of the political aisle seem to be engaged in these politically motivated attacks. And I think it's important for them to look in the mirror and say, wait a minute. Can we look in the mirror? Can we actually take some steps to police some of the violent rhetoric on our own side? Because unless they do, I fear stuff like that, this is going to keep on happening.
But outside of you calling on your Democratic friends to tone down their rhetoric, according to you, what else could be done when it comes to ending the streak of violence we're seeing on public servants?
Well, we really have to aggressively investigate this stuff. I mean, very often when you have a shooter like this, there were signs, maybe there were even accomplices. That's why I say it's very early in this process, but we're going to aggressively investigate where this shooter came from. My understanding is the shooter died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound, which of course is going to make it harder to investigate because you can't talk to the shooter himself. But we're going to try to find out everything that we can about who this person was talking to, about whether there were signs, about whether there were people funding or encouraging him to engage in violent conduct. It's possible it was a lone gunman. It's possible it was something else, and it's up to the FBI to investigate that aggressively, and I know they will.